Alright, buckle up, gearheads here. SA wild claim to kick things off. There's a Nissan Z, out there, buried in the lineup, that'll smoke a 2025 Corvette C8 in a straight line, and I'm not telling you which one till the end. Yeah, you heard me, Rita, half-century-old legend, still has the juice to outrun today's supercar darlings. Stick with me, cause we're diving deep into the 12 Nissan Z cars that still got it. And trust me, this ride's gonna be worth it. Welcome to Garticular, the channel, where we don't just talk cars, we live, and breathe them, and occasionally curse them when they leave us stranded on a back road. I'm your host, a guy who's been elbow deep in engine grease since I could hold a wrench, and today we're tearing into the Nissan Z legacy. This ain't about spec sheets or 0 to 60 times read off a spreadsheet. Nah, this is about the soul of the Z, the kind of car that makes you grin like a kid when you nail a perfect heel-toe downshift. Let's start where it all began. The 1970 Datsun 240Z. Picture this: 1969, Japan's throwing a haymaker at the car world. The 240Z rolls out with a sleek long hood, a snarling inline six, and a price tag that made Porsche owners choke on their martinis. It was pumping out 151 horsepower, which doesn't sound like much now, but back then, it was a giant slayer. This thing could hit 60 in under 8 seconds and keep up with Jaguars costing twice as much. I met an old-timer once who swore his 240s outran a 71 Mustang Mach 1 on a dusty California road. Believe it, I do. That's number one, and it's still a beast that'd embarrass a 2025 Mazda MX-5 in a drag. Fast forward to 78, we get the 280ZX. Nissan could have played it safe, but they didn't. They stuffed in a 2.8-liter engine, added creature comforts like T-tops, and kept that Z spirit alive. This thing was a looker curves like a 70s rock star, with 145 horses that felt rowdier than they had any right to. I drove one last summer, and let me tell you, the way it hugs corners still feels like it's daring you to push harder. Compared to a 2025 Toyota GR86, the 280ZX's got the edge in raw charisma, and it's not far off in pace either. Now, the 80s gave us the 300ZX, the Z31. This one's divisive. Some call it soft, but don't sleep on it. The turbo version was cranking out 200 horsepower, enough to dust a 1985 Corvette. Yeah, wrap your head around that. A buddy of mine had one, and we'd bombed down Route 66. Turbo spooling like a jet engine, leaving Camaros in the dust. Against a 2025 Subaru BRZ, the Z31's turbo model still has the grunt to keep up, especially if you've got a stick shift and a heavy right foot. Then comes the Z32300Z XN89, the one that makes my heart skip a beat. Twin-turbo V6, 300 horsepower, and a chassis so balanced it felt like it was reading your mind. This thing was a supercar, killer Porsche, 911s, Ferraris, you name it. The 300ZX was coming for their lunch. Car and driver clocked it at 5.0 seconds to 60, and I swear it feels faster when you're behind the wheel. I saw one at a car show last year, gleaming in cherry red, and the owner told me he smoked a Dodge Viper at a stoplight back in '95. Against a 2025 Ford Mustang G, the Z32's still got the moves, especially if it's tuned right. The 350Z in 2002 brought the Z back from a hiatus, and man, did it come back swinging. That 3.5-liter V6 was pumping out 287 horses, later bumped to 306. It was raw, loud, and a drift king's dream. I knew a guy who ran his 350s at autocross, stock, and was beating modded BMW M3 South. Compared to a 2025 BMW Z4, the 350Z's got less tech but more heart, and in a quarter mile, it's a coin toss. The 370Z, hitting in 2009, kept the flame alive. Its 3.7-liter V6 was good for 332 horsepower, and with a 6-speed manual, it was a driver's car through and through. I took one through the Smoky Mountains once, and the way it danced through those twisties, pure poetry. It's got the edge over a 2025 Hyundai Envision 74 in straight-line speed. And that's saying something for a car that's been around over a decade. Now, let's talk about the modern Z, the 2023 and up models. The 2025 Nissan Z is packing a twin-turbo 3.0-liter V6, 400 horsepower, and a chassis that's a love letter to every Z before it. Car and driver clocked it at 4.3 seconds to 60 with the 9-speed auto, but the 6-speed manual's where it's at. I drove one last month, and it felt like the 300ZX's soul got a 21st century glow-up against a 2025 Toyota Supra. The Z's got the edge and raw feel, even if the Supra's a hair quicker. The 2025 Z Nismo cranks it up to 420 horses, with a suspension so tight it could make a Lotus jealous. It's not just about powerness, and tuned this thing to carve canyons like a scalpel. I saw one rip through a track day, leaving a Porsche 718 Cayman in its wake. That's number 7. But the NISMOs, not the secret weapon I teased earlier. Let's not forget the Z's racing cousins. The Z GT4, built for the track, is a 450 horsepower monster that'd make a 2025 Porsche 911 GT3 sweat. Then there's the Z32-based 300ZX IMSA GTS from the 90s, which was pumping out over 500 horses in race trim and dominating circuits. I found an old VHS of one tearing up Sebring, still gives me chills. Numbers 9 through 11. The modified GE tuners have been squeezing insane power out of these cars forever. A 240Z with a modern turbo swap can hit 400 horsepower easy, outrunning a 2025 Audi TT-RS, a 350Z with a supercharger. I've seen M hit 500 horses in smoke Corvettes, and a 300ZX Z32 with aftermarket turbos. Try 600 plus horsepower, enough to humiliate a 2025 Dodge Viper ACR if it existed. So, what's the hidden gem? The 2026 Nissan Z Heritage Edition. It's got 400 horsepower, retro vibes with Bayside blue paint, and a manual option that'll make you feel like you're in a 90s JDM dream. Word is, a tuned one hits 60 in 4.1 seconds. Faster than a 2025 Corvette C8 Stingray's 4.2. I saw one at a dealer preview, and the way it growled, like Godzilla waking up. That's the Z. That'll make you rethink everything. So, there you have it, 12 Nissan G, that's still got the fire to outrun 2025's best. From the 240Z's raw purity to the Heritage Edition's modern muscle, these cars are proof that passion trumps tech every time. What's your favorite Z? And here's the big question. In a world of EVs and self-driving cars, is the Z's soul what's keeping the gearhead dream alive? Drop your thoughts below. Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep the rubber burning. Until next time, keep it pinned.